Hey guys, so after so many requests today, I'm finally going to be doing a review on my everyday foundation, which is the Sephora Microsmooth foundation. But before I get started on that, I actually do have my two winners for my back to school collab. So I have a comment winner and a video winner. So the comment winner is Kels8295. And the video winner is Princess D Fiol. So I'm going to put both of their names down below. Please contact me as soon as possible so you can get your prize. And my fall collab video is still going on, so if you haven't had a chance to enter that, go ahead and do that before it's too late. Okay, so now on to the review, and at the end of this video, I'm actually going to show you guys from no makeup to how I put my foundation on. So just make sure that you stay tuned all the way to the end in order to see that. Now the reason that I picked up this powder foundation is because I was using a foundation that had a lot of hype and I still really love it. I love the finish of it, but the only thing is it broke me out really bad, and that's the Revlon Whipped Color Stay. I think a lot of you guys saw my review that I put on it. I will link it down below. I love that foundation. The only thing is when I wear it, I break out like crazy. So my skin actually went pretty crazy from that foundation. I wore it every single day for a week, not thinking that it was that foundation. I was like, no, it can't be this foundation. I love it so much, but it was. So my skin went crazy. I had a huge breakout on both cheeks, on my forehead, my chin, everywhere. So basically my thinking is I wanted to go back to a powder foundation because powder foundation is really light on the face. It's not suffocating. It lets your skin breathe a lot more than liquids or creams like I was used to using. The thing is that I still wanted the coverage and that flawless glowing look that a liquid gives you, but I wanted it in a powder form. Not to mention that powder is also really easy to apply in the morning. I think a lot of you girls will agree with me that before school and work, it's really easy just to apply a powder rather than breaking out your foundation brushes and putting on liquid and then you have to set it and all of that. A powder is just a lot easier. So the powder foundation that I picked up was by Sephora and it is called the Microsmooth foundation. I have this in two different shades. The one that I'm using today is medium 25. And what this is a baked powder foundation. It's actually a dupe for MAC's MSF. A lot of people say that they can't use the MAC mineralized skin finishes because it breaks them out. They tried this and it worked just as great without breaking them out. So let me show you guys the product. This is what it looks like. It comes in a domed type of shape when you first get it. It's more curved. I've used mine for about a little bit over a month, so that's why I have, it went down a little bit, but it is more curved when you first get it. It's a very fine milled powder. Looks like this. And again, one of the reasons that I really love this foundation powder is because it gives me the look of a liquid or a cream foundation without being one. I also want to mention that I have had absolutely no breakouts using this foundation. I have the most sensitive skin ever and I'm so happy to say that this has not broken me out. So I want to talk about color. They actually only have 6 shades to pick from and I alternate between the 3rd and the 4th shade. A lot of you guys always ask me what color I am in MAC. I am NC30 usually throughout the winter, and then during summertime I will gravitate towards NC35. So I'm not really light, but I'm not super tan either, and I'm already like the 3rd or 4th shade in and there's only 6. So if you have a really dark skin tone, you might have a hard time getting a color that's dark enough for you. If you have a light skin tone, they do have a lot of light shades. The color range could be a little bit better. I do want to mention that the shades that I have are both yellow toned, which is something that I love because a lot of times you girls know that powders can tend to have a pink undertone or an orange undertone, which is very unnatural looking, especially for my skin tone. So I'm very happy that they have a little bit of a yellow undertone to them. A lot of you guys are probably interested in the price. This is $22. I believe that the MAC mineralized skin finishes are around the $30 range. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it may be $28, $27 plus taxes. The thing is that the MAC mineralized skin finishes come with 0.35 of an ounce and this comes with 0.24 of an ounce. So even though this is cheaper than the MAC, it comes with less. That's really not a problem for me though because I use this every single day. You don't really need a lot to get good coverage, so I find that it lasts a long time anyway. So I personally think that's a good price for that amount. As far as packaging, it comes in a clear top packaging like this. It does not have a mirror. That's the only thing I would say that it's missing. I have dropped this compact a couple of times because I'm just like a very goofy person and I drop everything, and it has not cracked at all, so that's a good thing. The packaging is pretty secure. The only thing is I would love for it to have a mirror. As for the coverage, I would like to say that I have had a MAC mineralized skin finish in natural, and this actually does offer me more coverage than the MAC one does. The coverage is very, very buildable. What I like to do is put one sheer layer over my whole entire face, and then I'll go in on the places that I need extra coverage, usually which is my cheeks where I break out, tend to break out the most. I have scarring there, so I'll go back in just in those areas to give me a little bit of added coverage, so it's very, very buildable. I always get this question during my foundation reviews. It does cover acne for me, and it does cover acne scarring. One thing that I also love about this foundation is that it tends to control my oiliness. Now, I'm not going to say that it keeps me completely matte like the Revlon Whipped or the Revlon Color Stay does. Both of those keep me like seriously matte throughout the day. This is kind of like a natural matte finish, and I feel like the longer I wear it, the nicer it looks. When I first put it on, it is very, very matte looking, but then throughout the day, a little bit of my shininess seeps through, but it kind of gives me like a little bit of a glow. So I'm not going to tell you guys that it has a very matte finish. It is matte, but a natural matte with a little bit of a dewy shine to it. I think I probably confused you guys, but if you're looking for a matte foundation, this is not completely 100% matte, but it gives your skin a really nice glow. I also want to say that the lasting power on this foundation is excellent for a powder foundation. I have used a couple of different powder foundations in my day, and one of my problems with them is that they would seem to not evaporate off my face. They would just tend to wear off a lot quicker than a cream or a liquid foundation, and I don't have that problem with this foundation. I don't know, maybe it's because it's my first baked powder why can I not talk? Maybe because it's my first baked powder foundation, so that might be the reason that the lasting power is there a little bit more. I know a lot of times with powder foundations it would wear off, especially around my mouth. I don't know why, and I guess along my chin because that's the areas that I tend to touch the most, but especially around my mouth, and I don't have that problem with this foundation. It pretty much lasts for, I would say, around 8 hours before it starts to fade. Definitely feels very light on my face, and I could pack this baby on without it caking up, so I really love that. And now I'm going to show you guys the demo. I go over the 2 different ways that I apply it. Sometimes I apply it with a brush, sometimes I apply it with one of these little powder puff thingies, but I'm going to explain that in the demo. So yeah, be prepared to be scared when you see me with no makeup on. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I apply this powder foundation. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the demo. And okay, so as you guys can see, I have no makeup on right now. So I want to show you guys exactly how I wear this foundation, and it's really simple. I love this foundation because it's so quick in the morning. So the first thing that I like to do is I take my Instant Age Rewind by Maybelline. Really? We have to freaking vacuum right now. This really sucks. Okay, once again, I'm using Maybelline's Instant Age Rewind, and I'm using the color Light Pale just because I only use this underneath my eye. I really don't need to use a concealer on the rest of my face when I use this foundation because it is pretty full coverage. So I'm going to take this concealer right here, and I'm just going to apply it underneath my eyes. Since it is so much lighter than my actual skin tone, it also brightens at the same time, which is something I really like. It comes like this, and it doesn't come with any applicator. It doesn't come with a little sponge or anything, but I actually had one from one of my leftover powders from back in the day, and it's just a flat sponge like this. You can find this anywhere at CVS. If you want to use just a cotton round, you can do that, or you can use a brush. I pretty much alternate. On days when I want lighter coverage, I just use a brush like this one, and this is my Sigma Flat Top Kabuki. It looks like that. And on days when I want a little bit more coverage, I tend to use this little flat applicator here. So all that I'm going to do is just dip this into the product and just swipe it on in layers. I want to try and zoom you guys in so I can show you how it actually covers my acne scarring. Okay, and then what I usually like to do is just go over once more with my brush when I am using that little flat applicator. I like to go over with the brush just on the places that I need a little bit of extra coverage. Especially a dense brush like this, it's going to give me really good coverage. So that's usually on my cheeks. And that's actually exactly how I do my foundation. From here, I would move on to my contour, my highlighter, my blush, my eye makeup, my lips. I actually just put up a highlight and contour video. I will link that down below if you want to see the steps I do after my foundation. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I know in the camera it looks like my face is a little bit darker than the rest of my body. I promise you guys I have a mirror right here in front of me. It is because of the lighting. I promise that my face does match my neck in real life. So like I said in the demo, I didn't go over how I highlight and how I contour. I actually just did a video on that. I have a video on how I do my bronzer, on how I do my eyebrows. I think I have a video on how I do my mascara and my eyeliner, and I actually just did a tutorial on this look, which will be up after this video. But make sure that you check down below, because I always have down below all the links on how I do different areas of my face, things that get requested a lot and that people ask me about a lot. I have that all linked for you down below, so make sure you check that out. So I hope you all have a beautiful day, and I will see you all soon. Bye.